All right, good morning, hockey fans. We are here for the River Lakes 12UA versus Marshall 12UA game this morning. River Lakes played Alexandria yesterday, came away with a 4-2 victory. Marshall's just getting their season kicked off this morning. We'll play them twice today, so we'll be back this afternoon, I believe, at 1:30 for the second half of this doubleheader. Starting lineup, we've got Hagelin, Prosser, Akerson, backed by Wagner and Garner. Face-off one, moved forward by the Stars. Kept out in the neutral zone, picked up by Wagner. She'll dump it in deep on net. Covered up for a face-off in the Marshall zone. Face-off pulled back by Marshall into the corner. Up along the boards, picked up by Wagner. She'll dump it back into the corner. Marshall grabs it behind that, pressured by Prosser. Now Hagelin putting the pressure on the corner, takes that puck away and rings it around the backside of the boards. Marshall picks it up and throws it out of the zone into the neutral zone for an icing. Face-off come back down into the Marshall zone. Balloon wins the draw over to Barton. Marshall finds that puck in the corner, rings it all the way around. Dolly steps up to keep that in. Fires it, shot blocked, gets it back, fires it again, all the way through, gloved by the goalie. Puck is under the goalie. These girls are looking to eat some more garbage today, being around the net. That's been a big focal point of practice this last week and a half. Face-off come to the left of that Tigers Tendy. Balloon on the draw, flanked by Barton and Martinka. Balloon wins the draw back, out to the point for Dolly. She moves over to Willow Prosser. Her shot blocked at the point, but held in. Marshall's able to get that puck out in the neutral zone. Prosser turns back with it to regroup. Cross to Dolly, moves it forward to Barton. Cross center ice. She'll chip it off the boards into the zone. Puck comes back out to the point, held in by Dolly, but the Tigers pick it up, move it through the neutral zone. Prosser gives chase. She'll collect the puck, turn back, move it forward, just out of Balloon's reach. But Balloon steps past the defender. We've got a 2-on-1 situation, and good stick there by the Tigers defender. Gets rid of that puck, and she's going to throw that puck all the way down for an icing call. Good stick there by that defender to take that puck away from Balloon on that 2-on-1 chance. Prosser, Davis, and Akerson out there for the Stars. Prosser wins a face-off, throws it over to Davis in the corner. Puck comes out, but Wagner steps up to keep that in. Akerson gets a stick on that to keep it in the corner. Centering attempt, bounces up and off the crossbar, deflected by the Tigers defender right onto her own net. Now Akerson picks the puck up, looks to center, gets it out. Prosser overskates it, but Wagner turns it back, throws it towards the net. Tigers ring around the boards, held in by Garner, move forward, centering attempt by Davis. Now Prosser grabs it. Prosser turns back, out to the point for Wagner. Wagner takes a step and a shot high, tipped wide of the net. Puck along the near boards, Prosser with it behind the net. Centering attempt out to a Tigers defender. Puck cleared out, Akerson's chasing. Peterson comes out and plays that puck away, keeps that out of danger as Akerson was getting caught. Willa Prosser up the near boards. Gets that puck all the way down in the Tiger zone. She's all alone, 1-on-5. She'll turn, take a shot. That's deflected. Barton streaks in on heavy forecheck presence. Puck pops out into the slot. Moved by Balloon to the point. Prosser with a shot. Tipped wide of the net. Balloon moves it out to the point. Held in there by Dolly. Now Balloon finds it again. Back to Dolly. Dolly turns and fires. Hits the post. Balloon centering attempt. Turned away. Tigers the puck out, but it comes out to the point. To Crosser. Back to Dolly. Dolly steps around 2 defenders. Gets a shot in everybody's feet in front of the crease. Puck is cleared out by the Tigers all the way down for icing. Crosser on the draw with Martinka and Akerson out there still. Wagner gets it, passes across to Garner. Garner gets that deflected off her stick and puts it down into the corner. Crosser puts pressure on. Now Martinka steps into the corner to grab it. Marshall comes away with it. Wagner steps in to keep that puck nice and low. Puck moved across by the Tigers. They'll try to skate it up this near side. Pass across. Wagner gives chase, puts pressure on. He'll turn. Her pass deflects right to a Tigers player. Centering attempt. Shot turned away by a defenseman. Puck's underneath a Tigers player there next to the crease. And shot on goal. Peterson grabs it and holds on. Prosser, Akerson, and Martinka out there as the forwards. Dolly and Prosser as defense. Face-off coming to the left to Peterson. Puck sits underneath Prosser. She'll grab it, move it back to Little Sis. Puck moved up just out of the reach of Akerson. Pushed back into the Tigers. Tigers player skates through the slot. Shot on. Peterson saves. Willa Prosser with it up the near side boards. Skates into the neutral zone. Moves it up, dumps it deep, and gives chase. Good forecheck pressure there by Davis. Davis moves it across the point to Dolly, off of Dolly's stick and out of the zone. Balloon overskates it. Now Marshall finds it. Now Barton gets it into the zone along the far side boards. Now Balloon picks it up, has it taken off of her stick. Dolly with it at the point. She'll throw it in on net, bounces, it's loose, and the goalie covers. .9:56 remaining in this first period. Shots on goal in favor of the Marshall, 3-2. Balloon on the draw for the Stars. Marshall wins it, pushes it forward. Picked up by that Marshall player coming up the middle. Willa Prosser gets a stick on it, pushes it wide. Prosser puts pressure on in the corner. Now Balloon skates up the left side with it. Chips it off the boards and around a defender. Whiffs on a shot. Puck kept in by Garner along the near side boards, then pops back out into the neutral zone. Barton finds it, gets it to Wagner. Wagner past the defender and then loses it to the new defender. Garner finds it, dumps it off the boards, right out to a Tigers player. Tigers have it in the neutral zone, throw it down behind the Stars net. Wagner skates with it, out of the Stars zone, through the middle, chips it past the defenders and chases. She's the first one to it, bounces it off the back wall over to Akerson. Akerson skates with it, looks for a centering pass, that's turned away. Fighting for it in the corner. Balloon comes to help. Akerson falls down. Tigers come away with it. Out to the point. Wagner grabs it, loses it. Puck moved out to the neutral zone where Garner throws it back in offside. Prosser, Hagelin, Akerson, backed by Prosser and Dolly out on the ice right now. Face-off won by Marshall. Mouthguard goes flying. Prosser scoots back with the puck, circles, skates around. Skates around again. Into the left side of the zone. Hits the brakes, turns back, passes out to Dolly at the point for a shot on goal, covered by the goaltender. Balloon and Hagelin come on, or Balloon and Martinka come on for the Stars. Face off won by Balloon. Martinka out to the point. Prosser winds up, throws one high right to the defender in front of the net. She's able to get back to that and hold the zone as the Tigers tried to clear it. Now Martinka chases after it behind the net, and Balloon finds it in the corner and falls down. Puck comes out to the point to Prosser. Prosser loads up, shot off the shin pads of that defender. But Dolly's able to corral it at center ice. Puck moved back forward by the Tigers. Prosser picks it up. She gets passed across to Balloon. Balloon in the right side offside. Davis, Prosser, and Akerson is the front line for the Stars here. Akerson gets that puck pushed into the zone and into the bench. Shouldn't that be in the zone? Prosser wins that draw forward, just out of the reach of Davis, but picked up by Wagner and thrown in deep. Puck comes around the corner behind the net. Davis, good pressure along the boards. Wagner steps way up into the corner to keep that one low. Puck comes around to the near side boards. Pressure put on there by Davis. Garner moves it back to Davis. Centering attempt. Blocks off a defender and into the back of the net. Wraparound attempt by Prosser, turned away. Davis finds it in the corner. She's bumped off of it. Puck sneaks past Wagner, but Prosser falls back into that defensive role and runs it down. Shot off the side of the net. Akerson gets a long pass out off of Davis's stick, and that'll go for icing. Davis was just a step behind that red line, one step further, and if she touches that, no icing. Stars have taken a lead in shots now. I guess they've changed it on the board. Stars are up 4-2 on the shots on goal category. 6:59 remaining in this first period. Balloon on the draw. It's won by the Tigers out to the point. Shot wide of the net. Dangerous in the slot. Peterson catches that one out of the air. Barton, Hagelin, and Balloon, the forwards for this line. Backed by Prosser and Dolly. Prosser looking behind the net. Turns back, looking for Barton along the near boards. Puck comes just into the neutral zone where it's picked up by a Tigers player. She'll dump it in offsides. Face off won by Balloon. Past Hagelin, but Dolly will move it forward out into the neutral zone. Puck moved in by the Tigers. Picked up by Prosser behind the net. She'll skate around, looking for a pass. Gets it up to Hagelin. Hagelin tries to move it across the Balloon, but it gets intercepted. Puck thrown in. Dolly finds it. Now Prosser throws a pass up to the point. Shot, glove saved by Peterson. Prosser on the draw for the Stars. Puck underneath the ref's feet. Prosser is able to pull it back to Garner. Garner circles behind the net. Skates forward with that puck. Reverses course, looking up this right side boards. Into the zone, chips it off the boards and chases. Akerson stays back to play defense there as Garner went way deep. Now Prosser circles back along the blue line, loses that puck out of the zone. Stars will have to regroup in the neutral zone. Prosser skates through a couple defenders, around another. Brings that puck in. Pass it to Akerson. Shot! Deflected off a defender, sticking up into the netting. Beautiful setup there. Pass across and just got a defender's stick on it. Face off comes to the left of that Tigers tendy. Marshall with the puck behind their net. Move the puck up along the wall, off of Wagner's skate and out of the zone. Prosser, long reach pass through the middle. Akerson gets that one to go into the zone. Puck comes out past Garner. Balloon grabs it with speed across the blue line into the left side. Tries to cut back to the middle, around the back of the net. Pass, Barton, can't get much on it. Hagelin's shot deflected wide. Puck comes out, picked up by Barton along the wall, moves it to Garner. Garner will load up a shot off a defender's stick. Picked up there, shot just through the crease and wide of the net. Now Barton finds it in the corner. Tigers bring the puck out, but great defensive play there by Balloon. Pins that up against the wall. Now the Tigers move it forward. Balloon with it along the left side. Loses it there to a defender. Marshall up the near boards. Dump that puck forward. Picked up by Dolly. Dolly's soft pass doesn't get out of the zone. Now Prosser with it behind the net. Chips it off the boards and around the defender. Puck picked up there by Barton. Puck comes out to the point. Shot blocked by Barton. Gorgeous pass just out of the reach of Davis. That was that stretch pass we're looking for. Icing called. Face-off will come back into the Star zone. Maisie had 4 or 5 shot blocks yesterday. Today's starting off good for that. Prosser on the draw for the Stars. She'll win that draw back over to other Prosser. Willa takes it behind the net. Willa up the left side boards. Chips that one out of the zone. Marshall regroups. Waiting to get that to be on sides. They throw it back in. Dolly with it now. She'll skate forward, move that puck up to Akerson over her stick. Move back to the neutral zone. Picked up by Prosser. Prosser skates across center ice. Turns back. Looks for Garner on the near side. Garner, good pass across, just out of Akerson's reach. Now Akerson gets a stick on it, throws that one in, tries to get it deep. Now Hagelin's able to get that down into the corner. Hagelin gets a stick on it, but then Tiger's able to get that out of the zone. Wagner retreats and grabs it, moves to Garner. Garner chips off the boards, not out of the zone. Wagner moves it forward to Hagelin, off of Hagelin's stick and out to the neutral zone. Hagelin gets a good stick on it, moves it across center ice. Now Prosser finds it, loses it. Hagelin throws it in deep. Stars go for a full change. Balloon's going to be our first attacker on scene. She gets a stick on it, gets that puck bouncing around in the slot. Puck moved back to the wall there. Garner gets a stick on it to keep it in. Now Barton finds it, moves it to Martinka. Martinka looking for a centering pass. Just out of the reach of Barton and Balloon. Kept in by Dolly. Dolly throws it in towards the net. Now Martinka finds it. Balloon with it. Looks for a centering pass. Gets to Barton. Barton on net. Off of the goalie and back out of the slot. Picked up by the Tigers. Chipped out. Dolly's going to race back to grab that one. Dolly moves the puck over to Garner. Garner moves it up. Throws it behind Barton. Garner with it again behind the net. Skates, pass across. Tipped by Balloon, move forward towards Barton, but Tigers picked it up. Tigers up the near side board, puck into the slot. Shot and a goal. Right through the 5-hole. Starting the day out just like yesterday, giving up that first one. Face off, hold up to the side. Davis brings it into the zone. She's knocked down. Marshall takes that puck forward. Dolly brings it into the zone. Moves it across to Akerson. Akerson throws it in deep. Davis picks it up behind the net. Centering attempt. Over Prosser's stick as she fans on a shot. Puck thrown. Picked up by Wagner. No icing there. Wagner moves it up the far boards. Tigers find it. Now Finley Davis grabs it and moves it across center ice. It's just challenged. They'll dump it back down deep. Wagner retreats to grab it. She moves that puck forward. Move through the neutral zone. Picked up by the Tigers defender. Now Akerson gets a stick on it. Puck along the near boards. Put it into the zone. Offside's called. Balloon pulls that draw back. Barton pushes it forward. And Tigers grab it. Garner gets it. Moves it over past Wagner. Wagner gets it out of the zone. Through the neutral zone where it's picked up by the Tigers. Good stick on it by Hagelin. Brings that into the zone. Tries to cut back on her backhand. Hits the goalie with it. Balloon with a rebound shot right off the goalie's stick. And that'll do it for the first period. Tigers leading 1-0 over the River Lake Stars. Shots on goal, 5 for the Tigers, 8 for the Stars. We'll be back in a minute. All right, and we're back for the second period. We got Prosser, Hagelin, and Akerson on the forwards for the Stars, and Prosser and Dolly for defense. Peterson still in that pass forward. Prosser picks that up at center ice, moves up the near side boards, hits the brakes, turns back, hits the brakes again, steps through, shot high of the net. Puck held in by Willa, and held in by Willa again. And then held in by Hagelin. Now Akerson gets a stick on it to hold it in. And now the Tigers throw it down the ice. Dolly will race back to get to it. Dolly gets back to it, keeps on it. Akerson picks it up off the boards, past the defender. Hagelin gets to it. Tigers get a stick on it, knock it out to the point, kept in by Willa. Now Emery finds it. Emery circles behind the net, wraparound attempt. Can't get that tucked in. Puck moved over to Wagner. Wagner centering attempt. Can't get it. Willa gets it. Shot from the point off a shin pad. Tigers have blocked some shots well today. Prosser hits the brakes, turns back, moves it forward. The Tigers are there to pick it up. That'll be icing. Face-off come to the left side of that Tigers goaltender. Stars come out with a little more force here at the beginning of the second period. Balloon, Martinka, and Barton out there for the Stars. Backed by Garner and Wagner. Puck pulled back by the Tigers. Chipped off the boards. Garner will hold that one in. And then it gets chipped over her stick. Now Wagner retreats for it. Puck rolling on its side past Martinka. Now Balloon finds it along the near boards. She gets it in deep. Puck along the wall, and it comes just out of the zone under Garner's stick. Puck bounced off the wall. We got Macy and Elizabeth. Pass across just out of Elizabeth's reach. Puck held in there. Martinka gets a stick on it. Has it along the near wall. Puck run around the far side boards. Garner's going to race for it. Holds the zone. Puts that along the wall. Now Barton gets a stick on it. Puck comes across to Wagner. Wagner soft shot. Turned away by the goalie. Rebound. Put back on net a couple of times there. Puck's still loose behind the net. Prosser gets a stick on that. Takes it away from the Tigers player. Puck moves to the corner. Puck thrown all the way down by the Tigers for an icing call. That felt like a really good opportunity there for the Stars. A couple good shots on goal there from close range. The net has come off of its moorings. The refs will fix that before this face-off. Good catch by Coach Haglund over there in the corner. Up in the stands. Shot by Prosser, tipped by Prosser, just wide of the net. Centering attempt off the side of the post and sits in the crease and is cleared out there by the Tigers. Up the near boards. Moved out to the neutral zone, picked up by Willa Prosser. Now the Tigers take it back. They'll move it into the zone along the far back wall. Centering attempt through everybody, picked up by Prosser. We got numbers 3-on-2. Prosser steps around the defender, gets the puck into the corner, centers it. Davis can't get a stick on it. Puck comes out to the point, Dolly holds it in. Dolly fires a shot from far, caught by the tender and covered up. Marshall still leads 1-0. The Stars have had more and I'd say better opportunities, leading in shots on goal 11-5. 11 minutes and 23 seconds remain in this second period. Face off won by Balloon over to the near wall. Puck bounces back. Balloon gets a shot just wide of the net. Balloon chases that rebound over the far corner. Now the Tigers grab it and they'll throw it all the way out of the zone. I don't think that's going to make it all the way for icing though. Wagner has to chase it back and get it. Wagner pressured and loses the puck. Puck moves out into a dangerous area. Garner loses it. Tigers throw it back towards the net and they're wide of the net. Puck comes out off a Balloon's stick. Now Balloon will pick it up and bring it out through the neutral zone. Balloon with a move. Gets it into the zone. Just taken on by 3 defenders there. Wagner throws it back deep. She'll chase her own dump in. Now Barton chases behind the net. Puck comes back over to Wagner on the near side boards. Wagner moves that puck out to the point to Prosser. Prosser loads up, fires wide of the net, but the goalie puts her glove on it anyway, deflects it to the corner. Barton with it, shot high, caught by the goalie. Face off to the left side of the Tigers goaltender. Pulled over to the far wall, kept in by Prosser. Now it's dumped out by the Tigers in the neutral zone. Got a breakaway here for the Tigers. Shot high and wide of the net. And she puts it back in for the score. And the Tigers go up 2-0. Prosser on the draw for the Stars. Wins that draw over to Akerson. Akerson on the far wall. Turns, fires, gets it off a defender. Fired in deep by Akerson. Dolly steps up. Brings that puck in through the slot, winds up, shot off the pipe. Wrap around, and pinned up against the pipe with a foot by that Tendy. She is getting there just in time every time. That takes effort. Balloon on the draw for the Stars. Puck gets pushed back into the Tigers' corner. They'll try to clear it out. Wagner gets it, throws it through the crease to the far side. Garner steps up. Now the puck comes out to the neutral zone. Wagner passes to Garner. Now back in front of Wagner. Wagner overskates it. Puck comes through the neutral zone. Balloon grabs it, walks into the zone with it. She is tripped. Shot and a score by Barton! Delayed penalty, and Barton finds that puck and puts it over the Tendy shoulder. Two to one the score here. Tigers ahead. Puck comes back. Willa Prosser gets it, chips it off the boards. Can't quite get it into the zone. And the puck's picked up by Hagelin. She leaves it there for Dolly. She moves it forward past Akerson and thrown all the way down by the Tigers, and that'll be icing. Prosser on the draw to the left side of the Tigers tender. She wins it over to the far side boards where the Tigers pick it up. They try to clear. Willa keeps it in. Willa waits, fires off the glove of a defender. Now Emery picks it up, tries for a wraparound. Goalie gets there. Circles, moves past one, across the slot. Fires into the Tendy. Rebounds loose. She follows her own rebound, gets it out, goes past Dolly. Picked up by Willa. Willa turns back. She'll bounce it off the near wall. Dolly gets a stick on that centering attempt. Now Akerson gets to it, gets it out of the zone. Now Prosser comes into the zone with it. Kept in by Hagelin. Prosser gets a stick on it to keep it in. She'll dump it in deep and go for a change. Hagelin, centering attempt, pass Balloon. Thrown out of the zone by the Tigers. Ice is a little bit slow today, it feels. Garner loses the puck there. Centering attempt, shot, deflects wide of the net. Balloon with it. 2-on-1 situation here. Balloon and Barton. Over to Barton. Shot and she scores! Ties it up. Barton with 2 in a row here. Ties the game 2-2 with 7:22 remaining in the second. Two-on-one situation. Balloon moves that puck smoothly across over to Barton. Barton's able to bury it for her second of the morning. All tied up here, 2-2. New game for these Stars. Hopefully feeling refreshed now. Puck dumped by Wagner. Barton picks it up in the corner, is bumped off of it. Wagner pinches against the boards there. Tigers skate through the neutral zone with it, bring it up the left side boards. Prosser gets a skate on that one and bounces over to the corner. Now Garner behind the net with it, throws it up to the point. Picked up by Prosser, circles behind the net, looking for an opening, skates it up the right side. 2-on-1 situation again. 1-on-0. She shoots high and wide of the net.
Six.
Second game in a row, the Stars have taken a too many men on the ice penalty. Akerson will serve this one. Got Balloon, Martinka, Dolly, and Prosser out there for the Stars. A little bit of a clock issue, getting that penalty up there correctly. All right, face-off coming to the left to Peterson. Tigers win that draw, step forward with it, shot on, turned away by Peterson. Puck comes through the slot. Picked up by Balloon, she's knocked over along the near boards. Now Martinka puts pressure on. Martinka with pressure. Speedster here for the Tigers coming forward. Willa gets a stick on that one. Balloon gets another stick on it. Now it's moved over to the corner. Martinka with it. Skates up that far board. Moves it out to the neutral zone. Puck move forward. Prosser picks it up. She'll move it forward into a Tigers player. Off. And offsides is called. Prosser, Barton, Garner, and Wagner out there for the Stars on this penalty kill, and 45 seconds remain. Puck comes back past Garner. Garner passes it right into the Tigers player in front of the net. Now Prosser takes it up the right side.
Nice, Sophie.
Offside's called there. 31 seconds remaining in this penalty that Akerson is serving. Prosser takes the draw for the Stars. Pulls it off to the side where we didn't have a winger. Tigers move it back to the near side. Barton gets pressure on it, gets a stick on that, turns it back. Now it's dumped all the way down. Wagner will chase. Wagner skates around the net with it, up the far side boards. She'll keep going with it. She gets across center ice and dumps it in deep. Goes for a change. 2 seconds remain, 1 second remain, and the Stars are back to full strength. Prosser with it, out to the point to Dolly. Dolly turns, fires off a defender. Puck lays there, just under everybody's feet. Now Barton finds it. Now it comes over to the near side boards. Out to the point to Dolly. Dolly turns, fires it right into a Tigers player. Puck held in by Garner at the point. Garner will fire one, tipped by Prosser right into the goalie, and she'll cover it up. Balloon on the draw, pulls it to the near side. Puck comes out to Prosser at the point. She chips one in, sits there. Balloon turns, fires wide of the net. Picked up by Haglund behind the net. Back to Haglund, across, out of Dolly's reach and out of the zone. Dolly turns it back up, north-south, moves a good stretch pass up to Haglund. Puck in the neutral zone, picked up by Balloon, brought into the zone. Lots of good stick checking there by the Tigers. Centering attempt, shot by Akerson. Goalie deflects it. Puck sits there on the edge of the crease, and she'll cover. Another great chance there for the Stars. Prosser, Davis, and Akerson out there for the Stars. Prosser wins that draw, pushes it in front of the net. Oh, that's Barton out there. Sorry. Macy and Peyton are looking more and more alike, being that Macy keeps getting taller every day I see her. Centering attempt there by Davis into everybody's feet. Puck bouncing around in the feet. Prosser pushes out. Davis turns. Backhand shot turned away by the defenseman. Tigers will skate out with it. Chip it off the boards. Save Peterson, turns it away wide. Puck dumped back in. Willa gets a stick on it. Now Davis with it, moves it up to Emery. Prosser with it up the left side, into the zone, pulls it to the slot, shot, deflects just over the net. Centering attempt through everybody. Wagner chases back, gets it before it comes out of the zone. She'll shoot it off a shin pad. Now comes to Garner. She'll shoot, deflects in everybody's feet. And puck comes over to Garner. She'll move it back to the corner where Prosser picks it up. Puck down low behind the net. Circled over. Wagner steps away in to grab that one. Centering attempt through everybody. Garner over skates that one, but then finds it again. Puck comes out to the neutral zone. Played off the boards there by Davis. Puck move forward. Tigers with it. They'll throw it in off of Wagner's feet. Shot wide of the net. Davis gets to it. Gets it in their skates. Keeps it going forward. Davis and Balloon come into the zone with it. Davis loses it there to the defender. Tigers have numbers, 3-on-2 here. Great back check by Balloon. Stick lift and gets that puck moving the correct way. Davis will throw it down and that'll be icing. Minute 41 remain in the second period. Stars lead in shots 20-9 and it's tied score 2-2. Tigers scored the first two. The Stars have scored the next two. Balloon on the draw for the Stars. She'll win it over to Dolly. Dolly steps up into your boards with it, chips it off the boards, can't get it past that defenseman. Now Prosser back for it behind the net. She'll skate around, move that puck forward. Akerson chips it out of the zone. Pressure put on by Martinka. Pass nearly intercepted by Balloon. Balloon keeps it here on the near side boards along the blue line, gets that forced into the zone. Now the Tigers pick it up. They'll skate with it. Puck comes back past Martinka. She'll skate over to it. Pass attempt. Offsides. All right, well, face-off coming just outside of the zone. Prosser, Hagman, and Barton out there for the Stars. Prosser wins that one back. Barton finds it, and then the Tigers take it and throw it in. Dolly chips it off the boards up to Hagelin. Hagelin up the left side. Hagelin skates around one, stick handles it, loses it into the corner. Centering attempt right through the crease. Tigers take it up the far side boards. Good pressure put on there by Prosser. Turns that puck back into the Tiger zone. Prosser kicks that one back down lower. Now held in there by Willa Prosser. Barton has one pinned up. Now Prosser chips that puck back deep behind the net. Hagelin will give chase. Clearing attempt, held in by Dolly, tipped off a defender and just wide of the net. Puck moved up the near side boards. Puck comes out to Hagelin at the point. And now the Tigers get it out to the neutral zone, and that'll do it for the second period. All right, tie score, 2-2. Shots on goal, 20 for the Stars, 10 for the Tigers at the end of the second. All right, back for third period action, like a brand new game. 2-2 here, the score. Stars are looking to come out and make an impact right away. Akerson moves that puck into the zone. Played off the boards by a Tigers player and just out of the zone. Wagner takes it, moves it back across. Garner has it bounce off of her stick. And turn and chip it off the boards to herself. fall down on it. Centering attempt comes through, bounces behind the net. Centers, shot, tipped by Garner high of the net. Why do we keep making that pass, ladies? Standing to the net, next to the net, and we're throwing it right in the middle of the slot. Now it's 2 in a row. Got to work that breakout up along the boards. Move until you get somebody open, all right? Face off, comes forward, picked up by Willa Prosser. She skates forward with it, looks for Barton, just out of Barton's reach. Now Tigers will take it and turn it back the other way. Good pass across, just out of the reach of that Tigers player. Willa Prosser with it. Turns, looking for Balloon, intercepted. She gets a skate on it. Peterson, in her attempt to cover it, dislodges the net. This is where we need a sponsor like Lisa Thompson. Hey, the net has moved. For your next move, call Lisa Thompson at Central Minnesota Realty. Hint, hint, Lisa, if you're watching. Face off, one back by Prosser, moves it to Willa Prosser. Willa moves it forward, just out of Hagen's reach, out to the point, where it's put back in. Now Dolly finds it up along the boards. Emery Prosser with it. She's going to skate through center ice with it. In on the right side. Circles behind the net. Pinned up there along the wall. Akerson finds it. She moves it out to the point to Garner. Garner moves it over to Wagner. Wagner steps in, takes a shot, and scores! I don't know if Akerson got a stick on that for a tip, but that was a gorgeous setup and shot. Stars take the lead for the first time today, 3-1. Goalies have the exact same save percentage right now. Marshall has scored 2 on 14 shots. River Lakes has scored 3 on 21 shots. I don't know, Angela. Are you sure Peyton didn't tip that one? I don't know who got that. We'll have to watch it back on replay. All right, Marshall with that puck up the far side boards. Picked up there by Wagner. Pass across to Akerson. Akerson gets a stick on it and up into the bench. We've had a lot of pucks and benches the last 2 games. I think we had 2 or 3 yesterday. Now this is our second one into that Marshall bench today. Balloon on the draw. Wins that into her feet. Pops it back to Dolly. Dolly has it in her feet. Moves it over to Barton. Barton loses it, but Balloon picks it up. Now gets it across to Davis, who throws it in. Puck comes just out of the zone for an offsides. Face off, won by Balloon, given over to Davis. She can't get it in the zone, so it comes back. Now Balloon skates with it off of Davis's skate. Balloon up the far side. Looks for a centering pass behind Davis. Barton will turn around and grab it. She'll throw it off a shin pad. Puck moved out past Prosser. Up the left side, cutting in, throws a centering attempt, but nobody went with that Marshall player, so she was all alone. Dolly gets pestered as she brings the puck across center ice into the right side of the zone. She'll hit the brakes, try to center, gets deflected, and I think we have a slashing call coming against Marshall. First power play of the day for the Stars. We got Prosser, Martinka, Akerson, Garner, and Wagner out there on the power play for the Stars. First power play of the day. 12 minutes exactly remaining in this third period. Stars with the 3-2 lead. Prosser wins that draw forward. Akerson steps, gets a shot on goal, turned away by the Tendy. Prosser, great defensive pressure there, keeps that puck in the zone. Akerson gets it pinned up against the wall. Good help from Martinka. Garner pulls it off the wall. Centering attempt. Moved out of the zone, and we'll get an offsides call here. That is a beneficial call for the Stars here. He didn't go back in, no. But I'm all right with that. It kept them from a rush. Face off one back by Prosser to Garner. Moves it over to Wagner. Wagner with speed up that left side. Bounces off her own shin pads. Can't quite get to it to get a shot on. Held in there by Prosser. Martinka puts pressure on. Garner can't hold the zone. She'll turn, get it to Prosser. Prosser skates, wheels back. Up the right side. Prosser in along the right side. Circles behind the net, tries for that wraparound again. And that goalie is on top of that wraparound today. She is not going to let one of those sneak past her foot. She's been quick to get to those wraparound attempts. Balloon will take the draw. Flanked by, we got Hagelin and Barton out there. Balloon wins the draw over to Hagelin. She'll move it back to Dolly. Dolly fires from far, covered by the Tendy. That Marshall goaltender is putting in the work today, that's for sure. Puck sits there just outside the crease in the slot. Prosser pinches, holds that puck, moves it back into the zone, and it's thrown out by Marshall. Pretty sure we tipped that, but okay. We'll take the icing call. Face-off come to the left side of that Marshall goaltender. Akerson, Balloon, Hagelin, Prosser, and Dolly out there on this power play. 13 seconds remaining in the power play. Balloon wins that draw. Puck pulled back to the point for Dolly. Dolly throws a shot on tip. Sits just outside of the crease. That was a great setup play, ladies. Prosser with it, waits, fires. Tip attempt there by Akerson. Prosser turns, fires it back low, gives the Stars a chance to go play after it. Puck comes out to Dolly at the point. She turns, fires off the goaltender and wide. Puck moved out to the point. Prosser finds it, waits, fires, gets deflected by the defense. Now Akerson turns, picks it up. She'll make a nice shot just wide of the net. Puck moved all the way across. Prosser coming off the bench is able to go corral that in the corner. Steps out of the corner with it, loses it. Tigers player around the net, centering attempt. And that puck will come all the way out of the zone. Puck thrown in. Peterson plays it nicely over to Garner, who turns around and goes back behind the net anyway. Puck moved up. Just out of Barton's reach. Picked up by Wagner. She'll throw it forward to Davis. Davis moves it to Prosser. Prosser in. Shoots high of the net. Wagner jumps into the zone. Centering attempt just past Prosser. Prosser skates. Circles along the blue line. Runs into a defender. Loses the puck. Rush opportunity there for the Tigers. They'll turn around and stop. Shot blocked by Wagner. Now Prosser turns. Big pass forward to Barton. Tigers do have defense back there. Barton's shot off of that defender and hits the wall. Passes it out. Dolly will have to step to keep that in. Throws it back in for Barton to chase. Balloon jumps up to help out there. Puck sitting just along that goal line. Underneath Balloon. Now the puck pops free. Tigers will move it over to the corner. Try to get it out. Dolly holds the zone. Keep your feet moving. Shot wide of the net, off the back glass. Puck comes out to the neutral zone. Pass across to Dolly off of her stick. Tigers will be able to keep that one in. Shot wide of the net. Out to the point for the Tigers. Now Garner with the puck. Looks for Martinka. Martinka taps that one outside of the zone. Thrown back in by the Tigers. Now Garner with it. Tigers will turn and get it back into the zone. Prosser skates out with it up the right side. We got 2-on-1. Shot off the goalie's blocker and high of the net. Nice tap play there by Dolly to keep that puck into the corner. Gives the Stars a chance. Up to Prosser. Prosser fires. Tips over the goalie, and it is bouncing in the crease and covered by a player, it looks like. If that's covered by a player, that's a penalty shot. Hey, that's a penalty shot, right? Covered by a player in the crease. Yeah, that's a penalty shot. Well, the refs are talking about it. All right, well, Marshall snuck away with that one as a player had covered that in the crease. That, I believe by rule, is a penalty or a penalty shot. Puck is loose under the goalie and she grabs it. 7 minutes remaining in this third period. Face off, pull over the near boards. Akerson fighting for it along the boards. Prosser picks it up out of that scrum. Skates behind the net and is taken away by Tigers. They try to clear the zone. Dolly holds it in, throws it in. Martinka with a backhand attempt. Prosser turns, fires, deflects wide. Akerson rings it around the boards. Dolly gets over to it. Dolly throws one in. Tip. Akerson scores! That'll be a 4-2 lead for the Stars. Akerson with her first of the day. Another garbage goal. Looking for those rebounds around the net. That's what happens when we get to the net and stand there on the edge of the crease. .6:32 remain in the third period with the Stars having a 4-2 lead. Eating garbage all day, right, moms? Back to our 10UA days. All right, puck along the near side board. Barton gets it in, gets it over to Balloon, who takes it in as Barton steps back out of the zone. Now the puck's dumped deep. Stars with a little bit of energy now. Balloon holds that one along the near wall. Looks for a pass out to the point. Tigers lose it. Garner fighting for it along the boards. Now the Tigers sneak it up past. Wagner throws it. Pass across center ice, nearly intercepted by Wagner and Balloon. Now it's chipped off the boards in the neutral zone. Hagelin gets a body on it, keeps that puck going the right direction. Wagner steps up, gets it up to Akerson. Akerson, around one, centering attempt into Wagner's feet. Backhand, puck's bouncing around there in the feet. It comes out. Prosser's able to grab it. Skates it into the corner, turns back. The Tigers defender able to knock down Prosser, but it comes out to Wagner. Wagner turns, chips it back into the corner. Prosser gives chase. Shot to score! Prosser from just outside the face-off dot beats that Tendy high glove side. That'll put the Stars up 5-2. Great shot from Emery Prosser. I see that shot all the time in practice from her. It's nice to see her get one right in that upper corner. That kid can shoot. All right, we got Balloon, Barton, and Davis out there for the forwards. Davis gets that puck along the far board, chips it off the board to herself, and can't quite get it into the zone. Wagner has that player step around her, pass across, defended by Garner. That puck comes free, picked up by Barton, moved it to Davis. Davis tips it forward, but the Tigers are able to grab it. Wagner off the boards, leaves it there for Barton. Barton off of the referee, turns back the other way. Puck comes down to the near corner. Garner with it, turns back around. Over to Wagner. Pass up to Barton off of her feet. Peterson with the save. Garner intercepts that pass, moves it forward out of Barton's reach. Puck bounces through some people and out of the zone. Big stretch pass over to Davis. Davis moving up the left wing into the zone. Pass one, centering attempt, picked off by the Tigers player. Go play that! Oh my goodness. Shot from the corner. Peterson turns this one away. Doesn't let that come off the inside of her leg like yesterday. Now we got Willa Prosser streaking up the right side with speed. Into the zone. Shot. Rebound. Goal! That's number 2 for Akerson today. Matching her total from yesterday. And again, a garbage goal. Scoring on those rebounds. That's what happens when you crash the net, ladies. 6-2 the lead now for the Stars. Martinka will come out there with Prosser and Akerson. Face off one by Prosser, bouncing around. The Tigers take it into the zone. Martinka lays a body. Puck behind the net, picked up by Willa. She'll come up that far side corner. Loses the puck there. That number 5 from Marsh is having a heck of a game. Martinka playing physical again. Yesterday sent her to the penalty box once, but hey, if it's aggressive, we got a 2-on-0 here, Akerson and Prosser. Prosser with time off the pipe, beats the goalie and hits the pipe. I don't think that's going to make it. Too much snow built up there along the wall. Picked up by Wagner. Wagner with speed out of her own zone. Up the right wing side. All alone. Cuts back forehand. Shot and turned away. Ooh, big pile up there. Lets the Tigers come away with that puck with numbers. Pass across. And a goal for the Tigers.
Stars! It's strong.
2 minutes and 15 seconds remain in this third period here. Stars leading 6-3. Face-off won back by Balloon. Dolly collects it. Moves it forward to Hagelin. Hagelin and Barton streaking up into the offensive zone. Shot by Hagelin, turned away by the goalie. Rebound attempt. Puck is underneath the goalie. Barton pushing at it. 1:58 remains in the third period. Face-off won by the Tigers back into their corner. Now Balloon finds it, traps it against the wall. Puck pops out. Tigers put it back into the corner. Comes out. Barton gives chase. Now back into the corner. Balloon pins it up against the wall again. Help from Hagelin there. Puck's underneath Balloon. Puck pops out into Hagelin's skates and back over to the point. Dolly can't keep that one in the zone. Puck dumped in. I thought it was offsides, but they're saying no. Macy gets it, throws it wide of the net. Balloon with it on the near side board. Willa Prosser throws it in deep. Peyton streaking in. Can't quite get a full stick on that one to keep it in the zone. Would have been a prime opportunity if she had. Wagner puts a body on, puts that girl into the boards. Emery skates into the zone with it. And a pass back to Wagner, goes past her. Gardner loses that puck. Shot through the crease and out of the way. Puck into the near side corner. Akerson finds it, moves it up to Davis. Davis gets it over to Emery Prosser. Emery all alone, 1-on-0. Beats the goalie, and the goalie gets back to it, gets a stick on it. What a great effort from that Tendy. Centering attempt goes through everybody. 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it for the game. Final score, 6-3 in favor of your River Lake Stars. And we'll be back at 1:30 this afternoon for part 2 of this game. Rematch of the same two teams. And we'll see you then.